Hey guys, what's up? It's Cole, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about mental health and content creation. Specifically, I watched the Xeno video reacting to Pyromancer, and yeah, that's kind of what really prompted this video, I'm not gonna lie. The shortest version that I can put it as is my comment that I left on Xeno's video just now. No BS advice to Pyro, stop. Seriously, just stop. There's nothing to be gained but misery from this spiraling. I get the mental health stuff, but you need to learn when it's best to pack up and stop tackling the drama. This isn't good, this isn't healthy, leaves things alone, let things settle, stop, please man, stop. And this is absolutely not me preaching from the top of a hill. I am far from on a pedestal. I am definitely not a perfect person in any way. I'm going to preface everything with saying my battles against mental health have been quite serious. Years ago, I was non-consensually fill in the blank and tossed out and covered in bruises, even across my freaking neck, and I was tossed to the side of the road like garbage, really. And that person went to smash every social network I had, isolating me from people that I thought I could trust. There's more, but that's the main brunt of it, and that's not what this video is about. I'm just saying that's my stuff. I have post-traumatic stress disorder from the act and a massive hesitancy to trust people, as well as other joyful trauma crap. So, and yes, I should say, when I say post-traumatic stress disorder, I mean I've done many things the past few years that I'd be very hesitant to call kawaii or cute. That follows with the nightmares, the inability to focus at times, the grip of failure, and questioning how many more came after he did what he did to me. That weight is heavy. So when people talk mental health, I'm extremely much sensitive and receptive to it. I'm a young guy, as my voice gives away, and while no, I'm not in my early 20s anymore, I still got a lot of growing to do, and I really hope I can become a better me. I'm definitely not a perfect person. And that's really the main thing about this. There is no cure. There is no day that you magically wake up and bippity boppity boo, it's gone, you're cured. Instead, I really had to learn how to cope and form strategies and plans on what to do in various situations. I've lived for years with this, and I wish I didn't say it like that, but it's the truth. And frankly, I still need more DPT, and growing into the more adult version of myself, I really hope that I can gain mastery over this. It took a while to learn, but I don't use it as an excuse anymore. Though, yeah, it makes life significantly harder. It absolutely does. When I seize up and Jekyll takes over, it used to be easier to just blame it on this or that, or oh, maybe they shouldn't have said that. But that's bullshit. But how to say it? That does not make it easier for me to be around or make me easier to understand. And that's really the trick. I think that a lot of people say, oh, all this flowery stuff. No. You can say all that you want, it doesn't make it easier. No one will look out for you other than you for yourself. No one will understand you well as you yourself can, if you give yourself the space, obviously. You need to be your own best advocate, because there certainly never was a knight on a horse for me. Which gets into another problem. Anger is often a secondary emotion covering up that primary hurt, and anger isn't pretty and does not win hearts and minds. It overwhelmingly looks bad and makes things way worse. It's a very quick way to lose friends. Overwhelmingly so, actually. And kind of at that point, when the anger does fade, what's left? Speaking for myself, guilt, awareness of weakness, frailty, realizing my grip on my emotions and my mastery over myself was less. It sounds very cliche, very meditating on the top of the mountain, Zenyatta from Overwatch style, but often our hardest battles are truly those fought with ourselves to gain mastery over ourselves. I've personally found sanctuary in many places in the years gone by, places that I didn't originally expect, and in the kind words and support of others like myself who have gone through similar, or even people from totally different backgrounds, or things like with so many therapists over the past few recent years, in the deep and loving care of my immediate family and my boyfriend. Those supports have truly made a difference. When you're a content creator though, things definitely do get a bit weird. I was guilted into buying another content creator a bad dragon dildo for them. Yes, you did hear that right, and I wish I was joking. And on the PayPal statement, I said to please be careful, these things scare me because it was so huge. The things I've experienced, man, being a creator sometimes is fucking weird. But as a content creator, you will be put into situations and scenarios that are less pretty and much harder to navigate even without the mental health stuff. Oftentimes, I've been befriended simply as a stepladder to be guilted into buying things like, yes, that bad dragon dildo, but more normal stuff like a Hearthstone expansion, or my boyfriend was guilted into a prior raid member, like wanting a brand new super expensive like a top end Razer mouse, after which getting they left the group, which like at the end of the day it's not even about the money, like whatever, no skin off of our backs, but the hurt was in the loss of friendships and just feeling like used and violated. Like that's really what actually hurt. But like continuing the mental health focus on the creator side of things, you get absolutely slammed from all angles. Some people only want to know you so that they can increase their viewership or get into private Discord calls and do that weird social climbing garbage that I kind of actually really do resent. This has broken my heart before because friendships I thought truly hand over heart thought were genuine ended up just being tossed into the garbage can when I was deemed unnecessary, or they found someone more popular. Suddenly, out of the blue, I became the used toilet paper they wiped their butt with. Like, 5 names immediately come to mind just right now as I'm saying that off the top of my head. Like, I'm young, I'm stupid and naive. I wish I was older some days, more wise with more life experience, and sadly that ties directly into what I was saying before with the trauma, the mistrust, as I've done things like I've intentionally unfollowed most people, not because I hate them, far from it, but because I had to put up those walls until I know, oh, okay, we're good. Until I know that they are a safe person. And I hate using that word to say it, but that's kind of what I think. Which is, it's kind of tricky to say because there are people that I do not follow on Twitter that I love. Like Despy is one of my friends here and I love Despy so much. He is a real one for sure. He's an awesome guy. Absolutely deserves every bit of love he's earned and more than that. It's just me trying to make sure, hey, don't get hurt yet again, because that really hurts. Then you add in the mental stuff and it just does not go to happy places. Further from just the interpersonal, man, people sometimes can be a little foul online, and that's where coping strategies do come into play. I've used to have people say all sorts of garbage to me, and frankly when I started making videos it was just for fun. Like, I did not expect to even hit 200 subs, let alone 2,000, let alone anything. I seriously was just giving back to a community that I love, that saved me from a dark time in my life, which I have talked about before like a year ago on a video saying like 14 saved my life, which is very true. What I noticed though is like my skin was really thin at first, but over time things really numbed for me. I learned how to not even cope. Like some things just don't even phase me at all, but like for other things I learned how to cope. And like I said earlier, I'm not perfect and I want to learn to be better, and I have a lot of strategies, but here's my number one, and this is the only one I'm going to really go into here. It's going to sound immediately paradoxical, but as a content creator it is very difficult to look away. That part is not the paradox. But the trick is you need to learn to if you are in a weak state or just not feeling good or whatever. I personally flat out shut things off. I shut things down when I get post-traumatic stress disorder. People with PTSD will know. That's your number one tool as a creator, to be like, whoop, we're yeeting ourselves into Narnia, we're done. Like my dad just last Thursday went in for emergency surgery as he had infected gallstones infect his entire abdomen. There was bleeding, a lot of stuff, we're not getting into it here. He was in the ER for days being pumped full of IV antibiotics and laparoscopic surgery, and that's why you saw not a single video uploaded after that Island Sanctuary thing. I couldn't do it. Number one is obviously my dad is my dad and I'll be there for him. Canadian or not, I will never apologize. There will be no sorry for that, for being there for family. Absolutely not. I will do it time and time again. But number two is I was not in the right headspace. I knew anything I put out, regardless of how in demand it is, and some of them really were, like, frig, I probably lost hundreds of thousands of views. It would just be garbage if I put it out, or I'd do something really stupid. So I just didn't. Now the caveat comes with, yeah, true, that comes from a place of privilege. Content creation isn't my source of revenue. Not everyone can just disconnect and pull the plug. But for me, that's what I can say is my number one thing that I sometimes need to do. I will walk away. I will put my sword down. I won't engage, and I might read, I may read, I'm not going to say I never read, but sometimes it's unlikely to read, and I will just walk, go to the gym, lift as heavy as I can, or I will punch the crap out of something like I used to do a lot of Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu before the whole 2020 fiasco, so smashing the absolute shit out of a punching bag is another good outlet for me. I know to not spar with people. Yeah, just that's not happening again. Now, all of this ties right back into my first comment. There is no cure, and I, probably more than most people, wish that I could say otherwise. That if we even look at it from a completely self-interested, greedy person perspective, I wish I could say that there was a magic cure. I want one for me, but I do want one for everyone else too. But there isn't. The only way forward is with good coping skills, and those are tricky to learn. They take time to learn. I myself need to work on my own. Frankly, and this sounds so callous, this sounds so cold and cruel, but this is something someone else told me and it did stick. No one will look out for you. There will be no one to save you. You need to look after yourself. You need to be your own best advocate, because there certainly never was a knight on a horse for me. I wish. But there never was. Still isn't. But that's life, and we need to just cope with it.